Guys, beware of Solana. Be careful of Solana. There is evidence out there that FTX is somehow pumping this token because they need to sell this token so they have money to pay back creditors. So be very careful. They have roughly 6 to 7% of the supply, which would be enough to probably create a cascading effect if they went to go dump it. These candles, um, I it just it doesn't feel right. So yeah, I have been trading a little bit in and out of Solana. Jumped in at 100, jumped out around 112. Um, I don't like Solana. There is a opportunity, even if FTX does crash it, that would probably be a good entry point. I do feel, as I said on my channel before, in the next 2 years, you're probably looking at a $800 to $1,000 Solana. So all these tokens are undervalued in the crypto space. We're under $2 trillion market cap. So yeah, the writing's on the wall. Everything is cheap, but still, when I start saying stuff like this, it just doesn't make any sense. Things don't go up in a straight line. Um, there has to be some type of rhyme and a reason, and it just be careful if you're going to be messing around with this token. Um, but yeah, it is exciting. It is a fun little, it's a fun little trade. The time to have bought Solana was after the FTX bankruptcy. Whenever an entity goes bankrupt and they got to dump what they have, the price movement is artificial. So the time to have bought Solana was at $9, not at 119. The time to have bought this was in 2022. Um, so if you notice here, I do all my, if it looks like a flag is happening or if there's going to be a new support line, I'm always drawing it. So all this movement here is for the past, for a while, for weeks and weeks and weeks. We were following this trend line, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, what is it? 200. This is $200 billion in 24-hour volume. That's crazy. Like I said, it just there's really no reason for this. There's no news coming out. There's no nothing. So unless the insiders know something we don't know. Like I said, they might be pumping it just to dump it. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, let's look at this RSI chart on the bottom. Again, as it dips down and then it reverses, it's proven to be a good trade. So you got to be careful because you don't know if it's like if we would have jumped in here, then it would have flipped. But still, generally speaking, if you catch it when it flips, you're gonna do all right. So it's pretty interesting and still messing around with this, but yeah, like I said, I jumped in Solana for a trade, like maybe $102, wrote it up a little bit, and then got out. It looks like it's continuing to be a pretty good trade, so I might, just do something simple, but I don't know. It looks kind of risky, and it's Christmas Day. You never want to trade on a Christmas Day because everybody's at home and they're extremely volatile and they're doing stupid shit. So, but yeah, it looks like people are loading up. I mean, if you look at the order book here, the spread, I think, yeah, people are buying up a couple hundred, 400 Solana. I mean, it's like 40 grand, right? 400 of these things at $100, if that. Anyway, that's just quick math. Could be wrong. So, but yeah, but if you look at, it was forming a wedge and it did break out. So that's your Solana news. Be careful. Bitcoin, it broke down, but it's still above this trend line that I drew weeks ago. So we had a bull flag, dropped down, came back to this support, dropped down again, powered right through it, dropped back down, but it's still kind of hugging this line. So if we zoom out a little bit, that was the prior support. Now this is the support, and if you look at it when you zoom out, we're just going parabolic up. So I did buy Bitcoin today in my iTrust Capital account. See if we can play around with this. So I did buy Bitcoin today in my iTrust Capital account. I did buy some Gala, and I did buy some Axie Infinity. I'm going to do another video on that. Axie did start moving. We were at $7. Now we're like a little over $10. That token, I believe, got up over $150. So Axie's still cheap. You can buy, what is it, 10 of them for a little over $100. You could buy 100 of them for a little over $1,000. So it's the same thing. If you want to invest 10 grand for something that can possibly be $150 in the future, if it's $100, you got 1,000 of them. It's 100 grand. So the same type of thing could happen that we talked about with Moon River, with Axie Infinity. One day it's 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the next day it's 20, 30, $40. And it would still be, well, it would be less of a bargain than Moon River or Moonbeam, but in Kasama. But still, the numbers are there. The up, if it goes back up to all-time highs or even close, you're doing well. Same thing with a lot of these gaming tokens, Illuvium and whatnot. But yeah, here's your Bitcoin chart. We broke down a little bit, but we're still well above that trend line, and it looks like it's trying to get back. So it could be forming another up like this, on our way to 45, 47, and whatnot. So this is just, I don't really put a lot of stock in TA, but TA on the short term seems to work. It seems to be fairly accurate. When you do a pennant or a flag, and it either has to break up or break down, it normally happens. So there is value in TA. It's just in the long period of time, it doesn't really have much value. In the short period of time, it definitely has value. So that's how I look at it. So anyway, we're still hugging this. We're still on our way up and up and up and up. Like I said, I've been buying micro pieces of Bitcoin every week, or not so much a lot now, but 0.015 here, 0.02, 0.0005, little pieces. As I get a little bit of extra cash, I buy and I buy and I buy and I buy. And buy my iTrust Capital account, and I'm also buying for myself. So if I was a multimillionaire, I would be really increasing my exposure to Bitcoin through mining and indirect and everything else. But if you're not have hundreds of thousands of dollars to play with, it's best just to buy the underlying asset, which would be Bitcoin. We will be getting a spot Bitcoin ETF soon. That is going to not only push Bitcoin and everything to the moon, it's going to push all these altcoins as well. But the key is to dump these altcoins when you make some good money, and honestly, have cash in Bitcoin. Cash to change your life, and cash to change your life, and Bitcoin to keep the wealth for the future. So this is AVAX. We ran up, we drop out, we had this. Looked like it was kind of doing a bull or a pennant, and then it just popped. So now we have another pennant right here. Like I said, you don't have to be a professional to kind of understand this. everything I learned about this stuff was through YouTube and other people doing it. But obviously, the more you understand this, the more training and experience, and if you're a professional and all, the more you can understand this. But 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 yeah. So we were trading sideways here, then we broke out. Now it looks like we're forming another pennant. So we'll probably go something like that, and then it's either going to break down or break up. I believe it's probably going to break up because after we get out of this year, so it'd probably trade sideways for the rest of the year because of the holiday season, and then it's probably going to skyrocket because that's when we're going to be very close to getting the spot Bitcoin ETF. We're hearing the 9th, the 10th, or the 11th or something, the first few weeks of January. But this token did get to, I think, like 150, 180 at the height. I mean, this token should probably be $400 or $500 when we get into a real hot bull and everybody's going nuts. So you're really pretty much buying these tokens for now. You're buying these tokens now for the dump in the future, like the end of 2024 or something. So here's XRP. It hasn't really been doing much of anything. It did break out of this. I don't know why it's so big, but anyway, let's play around with this a little bit. See if we can. There we go. So it did break out of the pennant a little bit, but this token is just such a long. This token is such a big token. I mean, look at the volume. Well, actually, the volume isn't that much. It's like 39. Was that million? So there's not really much going on with this token. I know we all love XRP, but it's pretty damn stable. There's not really much going on. The news doesn't change the price. I try to get something. Pretty much what's going to happen one day, it'll just be like this forever, and then there'll be a moon candle that goes to like $10. That's really all I see when it comes to XRP. And you don't know when you're going to get that moon candle, so you always have to have a bag. But I'm actually going to reduce my bag, probably by 25% or so. Yeah, 25%. I'll keep 75%, and I'm going to use that money to do some other investing for other gaming crypto tokens, or maybe real world asset tokens. We'll see. But yeah, nothing's going to happen with XRP. Just one day you're going to have a moon candle that just goes to the moon. So I wish I had more information and more to help you, but it's been like that for years. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. None of these other tokens really. I don't know. I don't really care for them that much. Yeah, injection continues to be a big cap token. It's a shame. I could have caught that at $1. Could have called it forever at $5-6. And that's why I said the biggest weakness that I have so far in this bull cycle is my timing is off. My timing was off, and I could have made some good short-term money. However, we're all in now, and we're all still early to this bull, and you could still catch Axie Infinity pretty cheap. Even Moon River, Moonbeam, all these different tokens. Gala token is still, really cheap. You want to be looking at tokens that, that just haven't ran, because we're still like in kind of the bear market, bull market phase. We're not really there yet. I mean, the market cap is not even doing anything yet. The market cap is still very low. So we still got trillions of dollars to need to be onboarded for these cryptos. So it's still, what proves to be correct is just this, the slow mentality, but you got to execute your trades fast, your accumulation trades fast when you identify a token, but then you need just to buy and hold. So it looks like, you know, so nothing too exciting, but it's starting to, it's crypto spring, excitement, non excitement, but yeah, it looks like we're kind of maybe test this line, but yeah, we're not going to say anything too big until, we get some more news. But it's the holiday season. It's just going to probably be like this for a while. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. Like and subscribe.